Hello everybody, Howard Bernstein from the WUSA 9 studios here in Washington, D.C. doing a tropical update with Jose, which will be giving us some issues here as we go through the day on Tuesday, especially over toward the Delmarva beaches, and then Maria. Maria is going to be another monster storm, and I feel Maria is going to make landfall maybe tonight in the Caribbean, Martinique, Dominica over there. I think Maria gets retired, just like Irma and Harvey will. Maria will probably be another storm we retire. But let's talk about Jose. We're looking at that right now as of early afternoon on Monday. Not looking too impressive there on the satellite imagery. Jose is encountering some wind shear. Looks like a little dry air is mixing in, and it almost looks more of a what we call an extra tropical storm, a low pressure that you might see as we go in toward the winter time or stuff, or the spring there. So that is what it looks like. Officially still a hurricane as of the 11 o'clock advisory on Monday, with winds at 75, so minimal hurricane, gust at 90, and the pressure at 977 millibars. We'll show you the track, and by the way, the pink color on the coast from Fenwick Island, Delaware, north through Rehoboth, through Bethany, through the Delaware Bay, in fact, all the way through the end of Long Island. Tropical storm watch. Right now, it looks like most of the tropical storm force winds may stay just offshore. And when you get up past Long Island around toward the Cape, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, Block Island, yeah, you're talking about tropical storm warnings. We are expecting Jose to be east of, let's say, Ocean City, Lewis by Tuesday evening. Wind 75 miles an hour, just far enough offshore that we're going to get some impacts, but minimal impacts along the coast. After that, the track takes it a little bit closer toward southeastern New England. That's why they've got the tropical storm warnings, as we're expecting it to be a strong tropical storm weakening, or if not, or maybe a strong post-tropical storm with losing some of those tropical characteristics as it gets over some cooler water, and then a weaker area of low pressure as we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But that means that surf is going to stay up across the mid-Atlantic and northeastern New England coasts for the next several days. Let's talk about that surf right now, because north of the storm, we're seeing some wave heights looking like the 25, 30-foot wave heights, but that's well east of Hatteras by 250 miles. Meanwhile, our buoys offshore by a few miles are showing 5 to 6 foot seas right now. I do expect them to be building to maybe 15 feet or so, give or take, tomorrow on Tuesday as the storm is passing the Delmarva. All right, forecast wind fields. In the yellow area, tropical storm force winds. The orange area would be equivalent to, let's say, a severe thunderstorm, still tropical storm force to hurricane, 59 to 74, and the red are hurricane force winds. And you notice the hurricane force winds stay way offshore through Tuesday morning. By the way, the hurricane force wind prediction only goes out 48 hours from the Hurricane Center. But even Tuesday morning, we're keeping that yellow area offshore. So the sustained winds, 39 or higher, don't get the coast, but could we get gusts of 40 or 45 in some bands? Sure. I think that's likely right along the Atlantic beaches there from Maryland, Virginia, up through Jersey and Long Island. And then potentially we're going to get some of those tropical storm force winds by Wednesday morning as the storm's pulling away from us up toward areas, coastal Rhode Island, Massachusetts, the Cape, those areas that we'll have to watch with the stronger winds. And that orange area, when we talk severe thunderstorm, that's more damaging winds, let's say, than the 39-mile-an-hour winds. So structurally, you start to see some more tree limbs, weak trees come down when you get into that orange box, maybe some siding and roofing damage, that sort of thing, but no major damage from that. And then the system, well, by Wednesday, Thursday, staying way offshore. So some of the impacts, well, it's going to track close, we know. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, well, maybe through Friday is what I should have put, as those winds, or at least the surf is going to be rough all week. Current track keeps it about 200 miles east of the coast, with those outer rain bands getting toward the coast and tropical storm force gusts. So we're talking 40, 45, maybe 50-mile-an-hour gusts in the extreme ones, I think, right along the Atlantic Ocean beaches. And rip currents, waves 10 to 15, maybe locally higher than that, and minor coastal flooding with that sort of wave action coming in. All right, let's talk about Maria. Maria's going to be another very bad storm for the Caribbean. It does look like it's going to stay south of Barbuda and Anguilla. They got their butts kicked, you know, and then some. They literally got destroyed by Irma. The U.S. and British Virgin Islands, especially St. Thomas and St. John, not so much St. Croix. Irma did a number there. And yeah, it's looking more and more organized. The storm is sitting not too far from Martinique right now, as of the 11 o'clock advisory again on Monday. Well, the forecast track takes it pretty much over Dominica, just south of Guadalupe. And those folks on the right side of the track, that's the strong side of the track, the winds, the waves, the tornadic thunderstorms, that's the really bad side. The left side is bad, the right side is really bad, but forecast to strengthen to 130-mile-an-hour winds, which would be a Category 4 out of 5 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. So we've got the hurricane force warnings, or the hurricane warnings, extending into the U.S. and the British Virgin Islands. St. Croix, I've just stopped the clock here Tuesday at 11:30, just before the track takes it towards St. Croix. And I know that's the center line. We talk about the track, but we've got to tell you that cone goes way west and south and way north and east, potentially up toward St. Thomas and St. John on the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, as opposed to St. Croix. So we're going to have to watch this. After that, looks like Vieques and Puerto Rico by Wednesday morning will be getting hit with a very strong Category 4 storm. This would be devastating for St. Croix. Maybe St. Thomas and St. John get another real kick they don't need right now trying to recover from Irma. Remember, Vieques and St. Croix were far enough away that they did not get the worst by any stretch of Irma. Puerto Rico did not get hit by Irma in a sense that the hurricane force wind stayed decently offshore. They had enough problems, several 100,000 people without power. They had a lot of rain, some damage, but if they get hit by a Category 4 storm, it's going to be far more devastating than what Irma did to Puerto Rico. After that, the storm is forecast to pass off the coast of the Dominican Republic. We'll probably have some hurricane conditions on the north shore there, not the south shore. Then making a very close pass again to the Turks and Caicos, another island that got destroyed by Irma. After that, a little bit more of a turn to the north is expected, so maybe we stay away from the central and northern Bahamas and stay off the mainland east coast of the U.S. as we get into the next weekend and early next week. But Maria, unfortunately, is going to do quite a number toward the central Caribbean islands there, again over toward Dominica and Guadalupe, then St. Croix, Vieques, and Puerto Rico, and potentially Turks and Caicos as well, as a very dangerous major hurricane. Jose, a minor shot here in the mid-Atlantic, and we'll continue to watch both Jose and Maria until they are no longer a threat. That's the latest tropical update this Monday afternoon from the WUSA 9 studios. I'm meteorologist Howard Bernstein.